Hi guys, it's Richard at New York Canine Training Centre, and I just wanted to do stuff a little bit different on this video. I was out last night with my daughters for their gymnastics, and I met a lady there who's got a Chihuahua cross Jack Russell with some serious reactivity issues. She's been to a trainer in the local area, which I believe is a positive only trainer, and I don't work. I'm a balance trainer. I work under operant conditioning, and I work out of all four sectors of dog training, so it's a bit different. And he's been helping her with this reactivity, and she was explaining to me what he's done, and I was like, all right, some of it good, and some of it not so good. Some of it is going to be a problem. Um, so I had a chat with her, and I think she's going to come and work with me as well, and we're going to try work something out. And basically, what it was is her dog. She reacts to other dogs, and that when they're out, it has reactivity. The dog's always out front of her, which I said isn't a good thing. You really want your dog back to a heel. This is ideal. You want your dog at a heel. So if you can train the heel, which is really handy, you can have your dog at a heel, and then you can plant yourself in front and plant a flag. She says the trainer she's with at the moment has told her to bring the dog back and plant herself in front of the dog when it's reactivity. Right, that's good. We're on the same page here. And then this is where the page changes. Whilst that dog is still in a heightened state of reactivity behind the owner's legs, the trainer at this present moment in time is telling her to praise that dog, to say it's okay, to give that dog comfort and everything behind her. Now, this is where as I say, I differ. This is positively reinforcing the reactivity which is going on behind you. So that reactivity is never going to disappear. That reactivity will always be there, because as soon as that dog sees a dog, the reactivity happens, and then all of a sudden your dog believes that you're going to go down and you're going to give it fuss. That's great, fantastic. So if I bark at that dog, I'm going to get fuss. We don't want that. No one wants that. So what I said was, what you need to do is, yes, it'd be really good if you could learn a nice heel, bring the dog back to a nice heel. But then what we need to do is, once you see another dog, you've got a nice heel, you plant your flag in front of that dog. When you plant your flag in front of that dog, you teach that dog a good sit. So the dog sits behind you and calmly sits. No reactivity at this point. Looks to reactivity. Whilst they're sitting there, we then positively reinforce the sit in which she's not showing reactivity, which is brilliant, because then your dog will learn that when there's a dog coming towards them and they are on a heel, you will naturally see them. They will pull it in to a heel. They will sit behind you as you plant your flag and you stop, and they'll walk on by, and there'll be no reactivity, because you are showing them really good, consistent leadership. They know you're in charge, you've got this, and there's nothing to worry about. So we worked along this, and as I say, I'm hoping she's going to be coming to do some work with me around the subject. And I actually think I wanted to give you guys kind of information, because a lot of people get confused in this situation. Yes, that trainer is telling you, get yourself in front. That's brilliant. But right then, when you are fussing your dog and creating that loveliness for your dog, you are positively reinforcing that dog by comforting that dog when it's in that heightened reactivity state. And so, as you can see, with that subject, I'm going to go off on a little tangent here, because I think it's something we need to discuss, is breed selection. So, and dog selection. A lot of people that I've seen and spoke to and had dealings with and everything, they get dogs, and they say, well, you'll meet the person. To be honest, you've probably all met them. I want a dog, but I don't want a big dog because that'll be hard work. I want a small dog, so it's less hard work. You couldn't be further from the truth. A little dog is easier. Yeah, probably doesn't need walking quite as long. Probably doesn't need all that kind of stuff. But that little dog will have real high reactivity issues, because as a little dog, you naturally seem to find yourselves, when you're in a situation where there's another dog approaching, or something like that, a bit like the situation we were discussing with this Chihuahua across Jack Russell, you pick the dog up. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So all of a sudden, you are praising that reactivity and you're saying, go on, have it. I'll give you, my dog's going to get to you. We don't want that. We want a nice, calm, collected dog. We want the dog to sit. We want the dog to be calm. Little dogs do struggle with this because obviously too many people will naturally just pick up your dog. You just do. It's just a reactivity in our part. So it's us reacting. So we're having a reactivity to the situation we're in. I don't want that person hurting my dog. I'll pick him up. No, because then the dog's reacting as well, you're reacting as well, and everyone's nervous and everyone feels the tension and everything. If you can be a calm, consistent leader and you can pull the dog into a nice sit behind you and stand nice still and let them pass, then that's fine if you've got a dog with reactivity. If you've got a dog like mine, which don't really show dog-to-dog aggression, don't actually have any reactivity because they've been taught from an early stage to sit behind me and everything. I have dogs, when I'm out walking, the owners will turn around to me and they will say, do you want this dog to come? And can your dog come and play? My dog's safe and all this. And sometimes I look at the dog and I can read the dog's body language. So it's like, I'm not going to do that right now. I don't want you in that situation. But yes, socializing your dog with other dogs is fantastic. So what I would suggest with that is, yeah, we'll get the dog. You see, calm, collected. They've got their dog on a lead. Yeah. But keep an eye on body language. If the dog starts to look reactive, tensed body, tails, then I'd possibly walk away and walk in the opposite direction. So I'm hoping I've helped out a little bit, but I wanted to touch on the subject. I know I've gone off on a right little moment there, but I just want people to understand, like, you can have a little dog, you can have a big dog. Whatever dog you have, it's still going to have its own issues. Bigger dogs, I find, are calmer dogs. They don't have as much reactivity unless it's basically trained into them from puppy hutch with a lack of socialization and everything. Whereas little dogs tend to have it because unknowingly, a lot of people that have little dogs tend to pick their dog up when there's another dog coming over. They tend to be a bit more hands-on with their dogs, which then positively reinforces their dog to have bad behaviours. So I hope that's helped. Please keep liking my page, subscribe, and hopefully we can all get together soon and have a little one-to-one live session. I would really like that if I can get a load of people starting to like my page and everything. I'll run a live. All right. So thank you for getting in tune, and I hope to catch you soon.